If faith never responds, never moves, never obeys, can we really call it alive? This is the question James forces us to confront, because faith is more than agreement. It is more than words. Real faith eventually becomes visible in how we respond to God. And James doesn't leave this idea hanging. After declaring that inactive faith is useless, he immediately points us to Abraham. This is day 72, faith that acts. James points us to Abraham, not just a man who believed God, but a man whose faith became visible through testing. God asked Abraham to surrender the very promise he had waited for, and Abraham obeyed. But this moment didn't happen overnight. By this point, Abraham had already walked with God through waiting, trials, mistakes, and growth. So when this moment came, his response revealed a trust that had been formed through years of walking with God. And that is James' point. Living faith is revealed in how we respond to God. This is the evidence that faith does not remain passive. We receive what God has spoken. We respond when God gives instruction. We obey even when the cost is real. And that kind of obedience does not come from human strength. That is us learning to trust God and living out our faith through obedience. That is faith, faith that is alive. Now let's examine ourselves. Is my faith producing action? Because living faith eventually becomes visible in how we respond to God. Abraham's faith was revealed through obedience, but that trust was formed through years of walking with God. And the same is true for us. As we continue walking with God, learning to trust Him through obedience, our faith becomes visible in how we live. Let this be your declaration. My faith is alive, and I will respond in obedience. And today, identify one instruction God has already given you and take the next step today. Faith is not just a feeling, it is not agreement alone. It is trusting God enough to respond to Him. As we continue walking with God, learning to trust Him, our faith becomes visible in how we live. Stay connected to Jesus, rest in Him. God bless.